Slug, this is Town and Country for Friday. Town and Country for Friday, 16 November 73, the last show that I'll do. Program airs 0500 to 055430 and follows the reference tone. Central European Time is 5 o'clock.
From the Frankfurt Broadcast Center, the American Forces Network Europe presents Town and Country with your host, Specialist Earl Freudenberg.
Country Gold from 1950. That's a certified 2 million seller. From Hank Snow and the Rainbow Ranch Boys, I'm a-moving on. Good morning and welcome to the Friday edition of Town and Country. I'm Specialist Earl Freudenberg in Frankfurt.
It's such a pretty world today.
You better believe it, it's such a pretty world today. That's $1 Million music from Wynn Stewart, the band The Touristers, recorded in February of 1967. 6 minutes after 5 o'clock, Marty Robbins combines his talents with Lee Emerson. How long will it be?
How long?
A traditional styling of Marty Robbins in the early 50s, but I don't know his partner on that recording, Lee Emerson. I've searched through my top country and western records as compiled by Joel Whitburn. I've also looked in the Country Encyclopedia to find information about Lee Emerson. I'm sorry that I'm not familiar with this artist, but it's a good song anyway. According to my figuring, I think that was recorded in 1951. Here's Charlie Pride now to sing a Sonny James song called A Good Woman's Love. Country Charlie Pride, that little Italian hillbilly likes that one. Old Angelo really loves Charlie Pride. We enjoy listening to Charlie's recordings. That's taken from the LP, The Pride of Country Music. Join Army Sergeant John Abernathy in Notes for Nashville tomorrow morning about 7:15. Old John going to play you some good country music with comments from the country artists concerning your re-enlistment opportunities if you're interested. Notes from Nashville tomorrow morning and every Saturday morning, 7:15 on the American Forces Network. A number one song for Fair and Young in the year 1957. I miss you already and you're not even gone. Boy, that's a good recording. It's just sitting here listening to it in my headphones, and the bass on the recording, as old as it may be, still comes through in fine fashion. Let's listen to the dobro now from Mr. Guitar, Chet Atkins. Good double play from Mr. Guitar, Chet Atkins. He's one of the 2 new members inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. The first song, Dobro, from 1965 or thereabouts, and then we went back about 10 years and picked up a hit from 1955 called Hidden Charm. Chet Atkins. I really enjoy listening to this fella play the guitar. He's made many, many recordings. Recordings also with the Anita Kerr singers like Guitar Country and Copper Kettle. That was a big hit along about 1963-64. The time is 19 minutes after 5 o'clock, give or take a few seconds. Let's call on Miss Wanda Jackson. Wanda Jackson and the Party Timers, let me talk to you. Well, I got a nice note in the mail from old Jim. This is a different Jim from the other Jim that we've been hearing from recently. He wrote us another card, too. We'll be getting to that one in just a few minutes. It says, Dear Earl, during the past week, I've listened to your Town and Country program featuring country nostalgia. I thoroughly enjoyed them all. Do keep up the good work. Said if you haven't played it on your Friday morning edition recently, give a spin or a listen to Goodnight Irene by Ernest Tubb and Red Foley. Recorded as a duet. Also, Gene Autry recorded it as a solo. The song came out in the late 1950s. Well, you're right, Jim. It was released in December of 1950. And was a number one song, stayed on the charts for 15 consecutive weeks. Says also on your program, please play Too Old to Cut the Mustard by Red Foley and Ernest Tubb. I'm sorry, I don't have that one, Jim. Said, would you introduce it and say it's for the bald-headed weather forecaster at Simbach Base Weather? Well, he's supposed to be a comedian, and some of his jokes are funny and some of them aren't. Well, anyway, for Jim and your friend there, the bald-headed weather forecaster at Simbach, here's a song from Ernest Tubb and Red Foley out of the year 1950, Good Night, Irene. Good night, Irene, good night. Number one song from the year 1950, the late Red Foley with Ernest Tubb. 25 minutes after 5 o'clock, 1966 gold from Teddy and Dole, the Wilburn Brothers. Honey, there's something about you that I really love.
That I love.
Something about you that I love. The voices of Teddy and Dole, the Wilburn Brothers. Well, I was talking a minute ago about this fella named Jim that writes us all the time, and some of his friends know him as Ernest. I know him as Jim, and he's one of the biggest country music fans that I guess I've ever seen, because I get a card or letter from him sometimes twice, 3 times a week. Jim says, you wondered if I was transferred. No, headquarters was redesigned from Stratcom to U.S. Army Communications Command Group. He says a lot of the fellas there get up every morning just to hear the good country music. He requested a song from 1946 by Roy Acuff called Rainbows at Midnight. Jim, I'm going to have to let you down there, friend. I can't find that one, but here's one that was recorded over 26 years ago. Roy Acuff and the Smoky Mountain Boys, I Wonder Where You Are Tonight.
I wonder where you are tonight.
Well, if you ask my opinion, he's still one of the greatest. If you don't want my opinion, I'll tell it to you anyway. I like the music of Roy Acuff. It's the traditional country music, but it's refreshing to go back over 25 years ago and pick up songs that were being played in the middle days of radio. Let's see, how old is radio now? Oh, we won't get into a history lesson here on a Friday. It's 29 minutes till 6 o'clock, and this is Town and Country for a Friday on the American Forces Network. You're up. From Mama Maybell's songbook, here's Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, You Are My Flower.
For me.
Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs from the Mother Maybell songbook. Mother Maybell is famous for many songs. I guess the most popular and most requested song from Mother Maybell and the Carter family would be The Wildwood Flower. Another song that Mother Maybell recorded, False-Hearted Lover. Remember that? Well, a nice note in the mail this past week from Fred and Sally, who make their home in Nuremberg, and they said, Earl, since you've really been playing those old scratchy records, we've been getting up just a little bit earlier every morning, and I wanted to know if I would dig out one by Farron Young on the Inspirational Corner. The song, Mansion Over the Hilltop. Well, over the past 12 months, we've received a lot of requests for inspirational songs from artists like Farron Young and some of the popular Southern-style quartets and Loretta Lynn, and I hope that you've heard some of your favorites. Here's an international song now. I'll play this for all of my listeners who make their home here in the Federal Republic or throughout Europe. The song is entitled Auf Wiedersehen, Sweetheart. Bill Boyd once told me that was one of his most requested songs while he served as the host of the Stick Buddy Jamboree for the American Forces Network, and we still receive requests to hear Jim Reeves. I guess he's been one of the most requested artists that I've ever seen anybody want to hear. Jim Reeves and his number one songs date back to the early 50s with Bimbo, Mexican Joe, Yonder Comes a Sucker, Anna Marie, Blue Boy, Home, oh goodness gracious. How about this one, The Blizzard? Remember that one, Am I Losing You? What I Feel in My Heart, Guilty, and in the mid-60s, or the early mid-60s, before his tragic accident, number one songs included I Guess I'm Crazy, I Won't Forget You, and about the time of the plane crash, songs like This Is It, Is It Really Over, Distant Drums, Blue Side of Lonesome, many, many more. Let's take a musical journey to our 50th state with the voice of Marty Robbins. Musical journey to our 50th state, the great state of Hawaii, and Marty Robbins doing the entertaining Aloha-O. Sonny and Bobby the Osmond Brothers at 17 minutes till 6 o'clock.
Up this hill and down, what ain't got no end.
From March of 1966, those are the Osmond Brothers, Sonny and Bobby, Up This Hill and Down. It's 5:45, here's the Tennessee plowboy, Eddie Arnold.
I'll hold you
Eddie Arnold, not the original, but still a good song to listen to. I'll Hold You in My Arms. 12 minutes till 6 o'clock. This is the voice of Johnny and his partner, the late Jack England. There's an AFN favorite of Marianne in Berlin, for old time's sake as we say goodbye. And with that song brings to a close another edition of Town and Country, and also closes the doors for our hosting this program. I would like to thank you for your tremendous response over the past 12 months. The many, many cards and the many letters that we've received have really made the program such a wonderful success. I hope that you'll give my successor as much support as you have me. Thank you so very much for being with us on Town and Country. To close our program, my thoughts to you. My best to you from Slim Whitman.
My best to you, to you.
Slim Whitman and My Best to You. Hello, friendly. If you're ever around Chattanooga, Tennessee, be sure and drop by and see us. We may not have a bed for you, but we'll put a nail in the wall and hang you up by your ears. This is Specialist Earl Freudenberg. Have a real fine day. Be sure and say something nice to somebody. Bye-bye. This program produced by Danny Kawaguchi and came to you from the Frankfurt Broadcast Center.